Who gets paid more than NBA players? The answer is nobody. The average NBA player makes roughly $10 million per year. That is the most out of the 4 major sports. Steph Curry is making the most this season. He'll take home $52 million before taxes. But he's a 10-time All-Star and obviously one of the best to ever do it. Now, most of the league's top earners are all All-Star players and have been All-Stars for most of their careers. But what about the top career earners that have never been an All-Star? So with that being said, let's take a look at the top 5 highest career earners in the NBA who never made an All-Star game.
Play clock at 5. Score 4 goals. 3. 2 home running and 1.
Kicking it off at number 5, we've got Eric Gordon. EG's in year 16, and you really can't hate on his game. Dude has been a certified walking bucket ever since he entered the league back in 08. For his career, he's averaged 15.7 points and is regarded as one of the most lethal shooters in the game. And he's shot a blistering 37% from 3 for his career. And listen, some may even remember back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, he kind of had some bunnies to him on those Clipper days. Look at the man, he had some sneaky bounce. Those days are long gone. Sorry, EJ. Gordon has won both the 3-point contest and the 6th Man of the Year award back in 2017. And his best single career game came in 2020 when he dropped a 50-piece on the Jazz. But despite a very solid NBA career as a role player, he's never made an All-Star appearance. Really doesn't matter though. The man has made over $178 million throughout his career. He's played in 883 career games at the time this video was filmed, so that means, if my math is correct, he's earned more than $200,000 per game for his career. That's insane. Now, Gordon has played for 4 different franchises, and it's safe to say he'll never be an All-Star. But who cares? The man is paid. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we've got CJ McCollum. Now, CJ might be the most skilled player on this list and probably the most deserving of an All-Star spot. Just like Gordon, McCollum has been instant offense ever since his NBA debut. And also like Gordon, he too has a career high of 50 points in a game. He's averaged 19.4 points per game in 11 seasons, the most out of anyone on this list. And by the way, this is a guy who's overcome the odds. He played at Lehigh. Remember when they beat Duke? Or better yet, remember that viral pic of him looking tiny next to all the competition back in high school? Like, who would have thought this guy would be making more than $181 million so far in his career? Now that's a lot considering his only major NBA accomplishment was winning Most Improved Player in 2016. I'm not taking away from CJ in any way, shape, or form. I actually love his game, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to accolades and significant milestones, that's really the only one. Oh, he also led the league in free throw percentage one year, so that definitely counts for something. But never an All-Star? It's kind of crazy considering him and Dame were regarded as one of the best backcourt duos in the league for a couple of years. He's played in 727 career games, which comes out to nearly $250,000 per game. Let that sink in. Listen, I personally think that CJ has deserved and deserves to be an All-Star at some point in his career, but it's a wild, wild Western Conference. He's still in his prime though. It probably won't happen, but there's a chance. Regardless, CJ has cashed out in a big way. Here's a surprising one at the number 3 spot. It's Nicolas Batum. Now, Batum has certainly been around for a minute now. He's the 13th oldest player in the league currently. And sure, he's been a solid two-way player across 16 years and 4 different NBA teams. But he's only averaged 10.4 points per game for his career, the least amount on my list. And you might be shocked to learn Batum has earned over $187 million throughout his career. That comes out to nearly $179,000 per game. And no offense, but the man has never even averaged more than 15.1 points per game in a single season. And I know it's not all about scoring. He does a little bit of everything. He's like a triple-double threat back in his day, and he's a defensive mechanism. But at the end of the day, his career high was 35 points back in 2012. Put it this way, the man has not averaged double-digit scoring since the 2017-18 season. Yeah, his agent certainly deserves a raise. At the number 2 spot, it's my player comp, it's Danilo Gallinari. So I would never hate on a guy who's unfortunately been riddled with injuries throughout his career, and especially a guy who I play exactly like when healthy. Actually, sometimes not when healthy. Slow, deceptively quick, high basketball IQ, can shoot the lights out of the ball. Injury prone, that's my game. Listen, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this man has somehow finessed the powers that be into more than $197 million in career earnings. It's his 16th season, and ready for this, Gallo has never played a full NBA season. In fact, he's only played more than 70 games in a season, twice in his career, and he's averaged just a little more than 48 games per season. Now, Gallo has played in 776 games at the time I filmed this, which means he's earned more than $254,000 per game for his career, the most on this list. Dude has also played for 8 different teams, by far the most on this list. Now, he's averaged 14.9 points per game for his career, which is pretty solid, and he once dropped a 47 piece as a member of the Nuggets back in 2015. I mean, healthy and in his prime, Gallo was a problem on the offensive end. And his court vision, I mean, look at this no-look pass. Are you kidding me? Look at this no-look. But regardless, his bank account is chilling. And for the most paid player of all time without ever making an All-Star game, it's Tobias Harris. Now, Tobias is a fellow Long Islander like myself, so I'll try to be nice. But man, has he underperformed based off his career earnings. Solid role player, yes. Can get you a bucket in multiple ways, yes. But do you really think his career has been worth more than $211 million? He signed a staggering 5-year, $180 million deal back in 2019 with the Sixers. Pretty wild considering he's been the third or sometimes even the fourth option on offense during that stretch. Now, Tobias has always been a solid player, 16.3 points per game in 13 seasons. I'll take it. But unfortunately, he's never been able to take his game to that all-star status. Harris has appeared in 894 career games for 5 different teams. That means, take this in, he's earned nearly $237,000 per game for his entire career. How wild is that? And he's never even had a 40-piece before. His career high is 39. I mean, who knows? This man might even make nearly $400 million when it's all said and done, and he's never even come close to making an All-Star game. FYI, it's not easy to make an All-Star game. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There have been 526 different All-Stars in NBA history, and although these 5 guys have never made an All-Star game, I think they'll be just fine. And this list is a clear indicator of that. Anyway, my name is Brad Parker, and that's my top 5.